Most busy executives approach multi-billion-dollar language models completely backward. They type fragmented three-word queries into a search box and then wonder why the output reads like a generic high school essay. When you get a sloppy or off-target result from your AI, it is rarely a software failure. It is a management failure. In the Judgment Premium, we break down a solution for this called the Digital Delegation Framework. It is a 4-part system designed to stop the machine from hallucinating and force it to analyze data like a seasoned executive. Right now, open a blank text document. Pick one complex task sitting on your desk this week, evaluating a vendor proposal, auditing a project timeline, or drafting an internal strategy, and use it as our live test case. This framework treats prompting as a core leadership capability. It relies on the exact same organizational principles used to delegate a high-stakes project to a human director: clarity of role, environmental context, and explicit constraints. Step 1 is the role. If you give a task to a newly hired junior director without explaining their authority or perspective, the result will be a disaster. The engine requires that same baseline expert persona. Start your document by typing "act as a" and name a specific operational perspective. Don't tell the tool to act like an AI assistant. Tell it to act like a seasoned corporate risk officer who values brevity and financial realism. Step 2 is the context. Algorithms operate in a vacuum. They are completely blind to environmental realities unless you explicitly map them out. Below your role, type, "Here is the situation." Then write 2 to 3 sentences explaining the unquantifiable business realities of the project. Tell it about your office politics, your client's historical skepticism, or the tight economic stakes your team is facing. Every piece of context you provide narrows the scope of the engine's processing pathways. It strips away internet consensus and forces the model to calculate based on your specific environment. If the model doesn't understand your specific institutional boundaries, its output will be sterile and unaligned with your true corporate reality. Step 3 is the objective. You must state exactly what success looks like. Never ask an AI for a generic summary. That invites noise. Instead, dictate the exact format, tone, and depth. Ask for a 3-bullet executive brief detailing the immediate revenue risk and a concrete mitigation strategy. Step 4 is the constraint. This is the stage where the vast majority of executives stumble when using these tools. Type constraints and explicitly lock down what the model is not allowed to do. Command it to avoid corporate buzzwords, to omit fluff, and to never repeat known facts back to you. These negative boundaries act as a hard perimeter. They actively restrict the generated text and prevent the engine from filling dead space with empty platitudes. By explicitly defining what to leave out, you transform a wandering AI hallucination into a highly targeted, boardroom-ready strategic asset. Now, paste your background data or reports at the bottom of your prompt. Copy the entire 4-part framework you just built, drop it into the engine, and run it. Do not accept the first draft you receive. You wouldn't approve a raw proof of concept from a junior director without a review, and you shouldn't do it here either. This brings us to the final concept, the iterative feedback loop. Apply a direct executive critique to force the model to self-correct. Type back to it, "This is too soft." Recalibrate the tone to be highly analytical, or rewrite this assuming a hard budget constraint of $10,000. Look at the difference before and after the executive critique. The generic prompt yields dense paragraphs of gray text. The delegated prompt yields sharp headers and tight analysis. This delegated output represents value extraction. It strips away noise to uncover the underlying strategic reality. Forcing the platform to iterate under your direct governance trains the session to align precisely with your personal leadership standard. Review the final output sitting in front of you. The strategic depth of that text reveals a massive quality gap compared to basic, unstructured prompting. Best of all, you don't have to build this from scratch every time. You now possess a saved 4-part digital delegation blueprint that you can customize and deploy for any major task moving forward. By moving beyond generic inputs, you position yourself as an orchestrator of automation. You are no longer managing raw labor. You are managing the velocity of your leverage. The quality of your organization's automated output is a direct reflection of your leadership inputs. The execution is automated, but the strategic judgment remains entirely human.